Welcome back to the Loyal Sons podcast. I am the Hoff, along with my co-host, Brett. Brett, welcome.
Welcome, yeah.
I don't know why I say welcome. Like you're part of the show.
Because I'm a vampire.
It's almost like I invited you, but if you weren't here, then why the hell would I be here?
Yeah, but it's like the Lost Boys. I'm a vampire. I've got to be welcomed in. Otherwise, I won't come in.
Okay, sure. We'll go with that. Well, we are the Loyal Sons of the great state of Iowa, the mighty Midwest, the Iowa State Cyclones, the Iowa Hawkeyes, the Nebraska Corn Huskers, and the mighty Big 12, which is the best conference in all of college sports, as we like to say. It feels as though we are very much in the Midwest right now, down here in Texas. Brett, did you get out and drive around in this fun yesterday?
No. I tried to walk to the mailbox, and it was walking on a sheet of ice. Like, it's awful.
See, I was the opposite. I was very much of the mindset of, you know what? I'm not going to become Texas soft. And I'm going to go out and I'm going to be the crazy ass warming my truck up, scraping the wind. I'm probably like the only person in my entire place, I guarantee, that has an ice scraper in my neighborhood. So people are watching me use this contraption, scraping off my windshield. And they're like, there's literally people looking out the window. Like, what is this person doing? What is that they have? And I also have 4-wheel drive. So I loaded up Logan and we actually went for a drive yesterday and again this morning. So it's great. There's nobody on the roads.
You should have swung out. We could have put like a tow strap to your hitch, and we could have gone like street skiing, man.
Dude, in true Texas fashion too. Like I'm driving out. We just went down to the gas station and got some coffee this morning. And we're driving down the road. And I kid you not. So it's right by Grapevine Mills down here. So there's 2 lanes on one side and 2 lanes on the other. I'm the only car driving down this side. On the other side are full-grown adults. And I'm talking like 15 of them. And they've got 2 guys in a toboggan pushing them down the road. Like literally, it was almost like bobsled pushing. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Man, please tell me they're doing, give me the rhythm, give me the rhyme. It's bobsledding time.
I was like driving by looking at him like, what the hell I could understand 11 o'clock on a Saturday night, like last night after you're all like a group's all tanked up. Dude, back in the day, we know what it was like up in the Midwest, especially if you're out at the bars, you're tying one on and it's snowing outside. There's some crazy ass shit that goes on when you're there. And trust me, I was always part of it too. I had one of the best legendary snowball fights ever in the city of Ames, literally on New Year's, walking back at like 3 a.m. Speaking of which, got my lovely glass of whiskey. Brett, I know you're still on dry January, so I'm not trying to rub this in, but Steeple Ridge, nothing hits better on a cold, snowy day than a glass of whiskey.
I don't know. Maybe a large water.
That could be good. It could be doing.
No.
But yeah, it's funny how we're complaining down here about how it's not we. I mean, I haven't really complained other than the fact the city shut down, but it's 17, I think. And they had negative like 45 wind chills in places in Iowa yesterday or the day before.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like, bless your heart. Bless your heart.
You do know there's 2 different versions of that, right? There's like the north of Oklahoma version of bless your heart. Your grandparents used to say to you growing up in Iowa or the Midwest or Kansas or Missouri or wherever you were at. And then once you get south like Oklahoma, that just means you're a dumbass.
I'm meaning it from the north, like Grandma used to say, not the sarcastic Southern bless your heart, which really, really fooled me when I moved down here. Because I was like, man, everyone's so nice. They keep blessing my heart. And someone was like, no, Brett, they're saying you're dumb. I'm like,
dude. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think I told you this once. I said it in a work meeting after I moved to Texas. I said something like, I meant it as the person was being sweet. And I said, oh, bless your heart. And the entire room just stopped and looked at me like, what a friggin' jackass. And I'm just like, what? I thought they were just being nice. They're like, no, dude, that's like, you're basically telling them they're a complete fucking idiot for what they just said. Oh my God.
You're probably saying it to me. I was like, man, that Nolan's a really good guy.
No, I just tell you that you're a dumbass. It's just like, you tell me.
That's true.
All right. Well, before we get rolling, make sure that you're following us on our socials. TikTok, X, what else we got out there, Brett? Spotify, Apple Podcasts for listening to the show, YouTube. YouTube's been getting a lot of hits recently. And thank you for those of you that have continued to listen. And for those of you that are following us on our socials, and for those of you that are following us, on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, we're enjoying what we're doing, and we're just glad that people are enjoying listening to us. Even if it's just you just like listen to a few minutes of us, and that's all you can stand. You know what? That's better than a kick in the nuts, right?
Yeah, yeah, and when you're there, if you're not following us, like, smash the like buttons, the subscriptions, stay on top of it,
Mm,
and, this magic that we produce, will be right there for you.
just oral magic.
Just magic. I still find it funny how we were at the bar the other night, and Cam was there with us, and we're just going at it, and she just looked at us, she's like, "Holy shit, like, this is like your guys' podcast, but real time."
Yeah, this is just every day. So some goings on that have taken place. Oh, by the way, before we get rolling, along with the weather, exploding trees. Had you heard
I
of this
saw
before?
that.
Yes,
No.
have you heard of this before? Apparently it's a thing. And it's been happening. Not just exploding, cracking, something about like the sap, I don't know, it freezes and then it expands. I don't know. I mean, all I could think of when I think of exploding trees is like, have you ever seen the movie Band of Brothers or the show Band of
Yeah,
Brothers?
yeah, when they're in
Like
what, Bastogne?
Bastogne.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, so frozen trees are a real thing. And yeah, we haven't gotten to that point down here yet. I'm just waiting for frozen pipes. And I know you've got some PTSD from that back in the day. So hopefully we don't have that happen again. So,
Yeah, we'll see. Doing all the things like dripping the faucets. For some reason, down here, they have water lines that are on the outside and not in insulation.
mm
Yeah,
hmm,
so
mm hmm, mm hmm. All right.
but
Well,
no,
some
did
go.
you see did
Go
you
ahead.
see where, in Florida, they missed the Arctic blast? And it was because of I saw a report on Facebook, it was because of, Novell, the head coach at Florida State. He's on the hot seat so bad that it stopped the Arctic blast from hitting Florida.
That is a horrible joke. Where did you see that?
Facebook. I'm pretty sure it was legit because it was Facebook, and I'm sure that person was a meteorologist.
Is he on the hot seat because they started out by kicking Alabama's ass and then just went in the complete shitter afterwards, or what?
Yeah.
Dude, it's a wild world in college sports right now. Speaking of which, national championship happened last week. Indiana ended up pulling it off. Hell of a game, one of the best national championship games seen in a while. Miami, hats off to them for showing up
Yeah,
as the
like
number 10 team, the last spot in the playoff. Essentially, there was the 10 spot, but it's like the two at larges or two group of five. So Miami gets that 10 spot, and holy shit, man, what a run!
yeah, last in. That's why I love the idea of a playoff is
Mhm.
everyone's got a shot and,
Yep.
play the games and see who's the best.
Yeah. 100. And then the fact too is, Miami they wanted the U back, that attitude. They brought it. I mean, hell, there was even a fist fight after the game. So, I mean, they represented well, in bringing that back. Now, granted, I think the fist fight or the swing was more instigated by the Indiana player. Sounds like something terrible he said about the Miami player's father who had just recently passed away, which not a classy move, especially after you just won the title. But there's he said, she
Yeah.
said stuff, of course. But talking about college sports, let's hop into us. Well, how about Brett? Do you want to kick it off with football, wrestling, or basketball?
I'd say we go with basketball.
Let's kick it
Like,
off
we
with some
don't have to wear
basketball.
bags over our heads this week, which is good.
I thought about it. I thought about surprising you and just the camera coming on and me having a brown paper bag over my.
That would've been funny, but we didn't have to because the Cyclones pulled their shit together
Oh my god, have
and
they not?
won 2 games. Like, thank
Dude,
goodness.
dude, it's insane. I shouldn't say insane. I mean, I think as college sports fans, we often overreact. That's the beauty of college sports. We overreact, we get our hopes up, we get our hearts broken. We're riding on high and then we're down in the shitter. It's just like a prime example is Iowa State's college football season this year. High hopes dashed, crushed. It kind of as the year went along, and now back on high hopes again. Anyways, basketball wise, yeah, shit. I even said to you last week, the way this team's playing, if they lost to Cincinnati, they may not win another Big 12 game if this is the way they're going to play. And then
Yeah,
they come out and they play UCF, who was recently ranked number 25. UCF they've only got a few losses, and they give Arizona a hell of a run, or their previous game, and they just kicked the snot out of them in Ames. Now, playing in Hilton's tough, but yesterday was a story with, two chapters, I guess how you could put it.
Sure, they were up big, and
Yep.
they seem to kind of like just keep them like it's like the championship rounds in a boxing match. They're just jabbing. They're getting the game over with.
It looked like the Jake Paul Tyson fight, just carrying him. They came out and the Oklahoma State looked like they didn't know what hit them. Now, kudos to everybody in that production. I guess the game got pushed up an hour because of the weather. The fans still made it out, which was absolutely great to see in Stillwater. They have had a lot to not cheer for outside of their wrestling program in a while, but fans made it out. Iowa State's up 40-19 at one point in time. And I'll fully admit I got a little frustrated feeling like in the second half, Iowa State was allowing them to come back into it. But again, then there's the other side of the story. A lot of people have been bitching because TJ hasn't been getting the bench guys playing time, even when they're up big. And they feel like that's wearing the starters out. And that was a lot of the fatigue that we saw against Kansas and Cincinnati. And that's exactly what he was doing. He started getting these bench guys in, and here we are bitching about like, well, here they're allowing him to come back, and it's like, but you can't have both sides, right?
Yeah,
And Milan
yeah,
Momcilovic was just freaking insane. The Iowa State women get back on track. Jada Williams, who, if you don't follow Iowa State women's college basketball closely, Jada Williams is a highly touted transfer from Arizona State. I was really excited about her coming to Ames. She has her first breakout big game. Ends up with, I think she had 44 points on Wednesday. But yeah, and then on Saturday, ends up having another big game as well. But Iowa State ends up beating Arizona. They end up getting a rebound game against Cincy. But yeah, so the women bouncing back as well.
yeah. Back on track. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I guess the good thing is they both decided to take the same week off.
Yeah.
So we had like the low at the same time. And now we got, all right,
Mm-hmm.
we're back at the same time.
Yep.
Easy to keep
Very
track
true.
of. Great for the casual basketball fan like myself.
Very true. Very true. Let's move on to Nebraska. So Nebraska sitting here with, their women bounce back with a win over Illinois. Good win for them. And the Nebraska women just recently, they had a little bit of a tough stretch there. Now, they lost to Wisconsin. They lost to Michigan State, lost to UCLA. It was kind of a little bit of a downward spiral, but they're all playing all great teams. The Nebraska men, however, continue to ride high, sitting number 7 in the nation right now. And there's a lot of people making arguments for the fact that this is a 20-0 team. Why are they not number 2 in the nation right behind Arizona? What do you think?
They've got an argument, but
Mm,
it's still Nebraska.
still
Like,
Nebraska.
I think everyone is just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Mm,
And they're like, okay, yeah, you're 20-0, that's cute, but can you maintain it?
and also, too, it's like basketball is just the same as football in college sports. There's brand bias, right? Now,
Absolutely.
Nebraska back in the 90s, Nebraska in football, Nebraska could have had 3 losses and still could have been ranked in the top 10 in the 90s. And it's
It'd
things
be
like that.
Alabama.
Yeah, it's like, I guess
Yeah.
that's a better comparison is like Alabama right now, 3 losses and gets in the playoff. There's brand bias, and that can also work against you. It's like they're sitting here talking about Arizona being well, Arizona is notoriously up there towards the top. Nebraska, sorry, like you're the new kid on the block. And don't be wrong, I'm rooting for him. I want Fred and want the mayor to do well. I love the fact that his son's on the team. I hate that stupid ass headband that he wears while he's playing. I'm like, that's not the Hoiberg way. I
Dude,
want
you
to.
gotta have some
Of course,
swag,
I
little
get it.
drip.
I don't know. This is the old man coming out in me where I'm like, Fred back in the day, clean cut, not like shaggy hair. He looked like the typical small town Iowa kid out playing basketball in his freaking driveway. That's what Fred looked like. And that's why I'm like, his kid looks, he's got the long hair. He's got he's a hell of a ball player. This is a really stupid take, but he's got that, kind of like pretty boy look to him. I'm like, that's just not,
He's got a little swag. Are you gonna get mad when I
okay.
start wearing a headband to our podcast?
You know what? And if somehow this leaks its way to like Hoiberg, he would roast my ass for even saying this about his kid too.
Well, yeah, I would too.
But anywho,
And then I would send you a signed headband with a little picture of the middle finger after I signed it.
but the other fact, Brett, and this is gonna rub some of the Hawkeye fans the other way. So after Fran left Iowa last year, and they bring in Ben McCollum. There's some guys that left. As you know, when a coach leaves, players transfer out. Some transferred to Creighton, some transferred to Nebraska. There's a few other schools, but Creighton, I feel like, got the short end of the stick there because their Iowa transfers have not really panned out very well. Oh, Peyton Sandford, who was a former Hawkeye, or Price Sanford. I don't know why I said Peyton. Price Sanford. This guy now is playing for Nebraska, and he's averaging 17.3 points a game, and he's shooting almost 50% on the year. One of the, if not the leading scorers for Nebraska, one of the leading scorers in the Big Ten, and he transferred from Iowa to Nebraska. So, how do you think Hawkeye fans feel about that? I know one particular Hawkeye fan that's not very happy about that.
Well, I bet they're probably like sending him bags of dog shit in the mail,
I don't think
and
they're doing
just
that.
they seem very vindictive because it's Iowa. You don't leave Iowa. It's like you go to Iowa, you stay at Iowa. And they
Well,
don't
yeah.
understand people that want to leave and especially leave and go to Nebraska.
In the NIL era we're in now, and especially with coaches leaving, like I think we got used to it last year, so they could be feeling that way. Iowa is not doing so bad themselves. They got back on the
No,
winning
no.
path. They knocked off Rutgers. Their women are playing Ohio State right now, so it's what, number 10 versus number 12.
Yep, that
Yeah, Iowa overall, like I said, not sitting too bad right now. I know that Iowa fans were riding high off their start. Shit, I was even kind of thinking this could be a team that could make tournament. Now they're looking like if they are, they're going to be a bubble team. They got to play USC on Wednesday. Luckily, it's back at Kinnick, but or not Kinnick, Carver. But yeah, they came out of a slump after losing to Purdue and Illinois. They beat Indiana, which was a good win, and Rutgers. So now they got
yeah.
to play USC, and the women. We'll see how they do today. The
They've
Nebraska
got
men,
Michigan
by the
on
way,
Tuesday.
yeah. So when we want to talk about a true test, we're going to find out. That's a one-loss Michigan team versus an undefeated Nebraska team, and it's in Ann Arbor. So we'll find out. It's going to be a hell of a week in basketball. Iowa State. Oh, go ahead.
I said I'm hoping that we continue to talk about the streak for Nebraska. I'd love to see them
No,
go up in Ann Arbor and beat number 3
are we at
Michigan.
20? Are we at 26 or 27 now?
It'll put them at 21.
All right. Iowa State goes, let's see here. We have Colorado coming up this week. Hopefully not a letdown game after coming off a big win in Stillwater. But Colorado comes to Ames. So actually the last Iowa State game I watched in Hilton, I believe, was against Colorado.
Really?
Yeah, man. The rest of them have all been on the road. Just like, what, 3
Yeah.
weeks? They play down here in Fort Worth. So,
God, are we getting 40s again?
yes, we are.
Okay, that'll be fun.
Might have a friend coming down and joining us, by the way, from up north, by the way. So there's possibility.
Nice.
Yeah, but
Nice.
anywho, so that's a wrap on basketball. Looking at wrestling, Brett, they had the well, I don't want to say famous, but the highly touted in the world of wrestling Hawkeyes versus Huskers duel on Friday. It was a lot closer than I think a lot of people thought it was going to be. Iowa ended up coming away 20-12 victors over the Huskers. It was a tougher duel than, like I said, most thought. Iowa, about midway through the duel, kind of put it away. Iowa, about, I think, 2/3 of the way through it, kind of locked it up. Iowa State goes to the Harold Nichols Open, and then they wrestled Northern Colorado. Handled them pretty soundly. Let's see, Iowa State takes on a number 24 rated Oklahoma squad here coming up this week. Iowa takes on a number 9 Minnesota squad coming up this week. We're getting towards the end of the season, and so these duels are really starting to matter as far as team ranking. And Nebraska, lucky for them, guess who they got this week?
Penn State.
Yep, lucky them. So I think you could put an L in there. Mark went up in the L column there, but yeah. But yeah, we're getting towards
Iowa
the end of
State, Oklahoma. Is that in Norman?
this. Like I said, this is what I love when your brother comes over to see you, because you end certain things on like your questions. You end them on like a higher note.
I
Because
don't know
that
what
one
you're
in
talking
Norman.
about. Oh, that's just me hinting at something.
I know what you're hinting at, but let's see here.
The only college wrestling match that I've been to was nationals. I've never been to like a duel.
It is in Norman, and it's on Friday, so I will be out of town.
Okay. You know, one of these times I am going to get you to do a road trip and we're going to do this from the road.
You know what really sucks? Double suck. So They wrestle in Norman on Friday. Guess where they wrestle on Sunday?
TCU?
Stillwater. So they're literally staying down in Oklahoma City and they're just traveling right up the road. And yeah, I'm not even going to be around for it. What a bunch of crap. But the Big 12 championships are in Tulsa. If we want to make a
Okay.
drive up to Stallone's hometown, since he's Tulsa King. All right. So yeah, so who knows? Maybe we'll make a run up to Tulsa and hit up the Big 12 championship here in a couple weeks. But before we get moving on, Brett, so when we're looking at college basketball, we're going to do our way, way, way too early predictions. And when I say that, we are actually kind of getting into February. So coming up in March, there's a chance that actually all three women's teams could be in the NCAA tournament. Actually, a very strong chance. But there's also a chance all three men's teams could be in the NCAA tournament. So really quick, we'll start off with Nebraska. Nebraska men's and women's. Where do you predict, and trust me, nobody listening to us nor myself is going to think that you nor I know shit about how the women's basketball tournament is seeded. But you might want to write this down. What seeding do you think the Nebraska men and women's teams will have in the tournament?
I'm going to say men a 4 seed.
4, okay.
And women an 8.
That's actually a pretty good one. I think that's a good seed. All right.
How about you?
I'm going to say men, I'm going to go high. I'm going to give them a 2 seed.
Okay.
And that's if they only lose like a game or two the rest of the season. But again, I'm probably shooting myself. There's that name bias that could really screw them there. Like 2 losses for them could drop them down to damn near a 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And the women, yeah, I'm going to go 7. We'll say 7 seed.
Okay.
Yep. All right. What about Iowa men?
I'd say a 12.
You can also say it won't make it if you don't think they'll make it.
I think they will. Like you said, they'll be a bubble team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they'll be like a 12, 13 seed.
Okay. I'm going to say the same. I'm going to say an 11 seed. I'll even go one further. I'll say they're going to have to play in. They're going to have one of the first round games.
Okay.
The women, I'll go first on the women. I think the women are going to be a 3 seed.
I think they'll be a 2.
Think they'll be a 2?
Yeah.
If they win out, yeah. If they win today and they win out, absolutely. Okay. Now, the mighty Cyclones. Start off with the women. They're not ranked right now, but they just kind of figured things out without Addie Brown playing.
I'm going to say an 8.
Okay. So you think you're going to make it. All right. I'm going to go. I'm going to go 10 seed.
Okay.
The men, keep in mind, have you looked at our February schedule?
No. Do I do any research with my predictions? No.
It's very true. Yeah, our February schedule is a friggin' gauntlet. So they're
I'm
not.
going to say a 3.
Okay. I'm actually going to agree with you. I'll go 3 as well.
Okay. So they're missing the tournament.
We'll look back on this and laugh later on. All right. Brett, anything else in the world of our big 3 that you want to talk about?
No, I would love to see it if all 3 teams get in. I think that would be just great to watch. I love, March Madness, and having more teams in it that you can root for, the better.
Yeah, we'll see. It would be a sad year I think for Nebraska fans if they get into the tournament and they go one and done like Nebraska notoriously does in the tournament. And it's also, I think, even for Iowa State fans, I think it'd be a sad year if we went in a tournament and didn't make it past the round of 32. So we'll have to see. For the women, I'm just hoping the ladies make it. For all 3 schools, I know Iowa, you guys are basically a shoe-in, but for the other 2, let's just kind of wait and see. All right, well, last segment of the show. In true loyal Sons fashion, Brett, you went and looked up the old CB scanner this week, right?
Did
got some good reading material?
Yeah, the with the weather, it was a nice kind of pull away from the cold. So I definitely went down the CB scanner rabbit hole. So the theme this week is indecent exposure.
Indecent exposure.
Indecent
Sounds
exposure.
That's just a Tuesday night for me.
Well, that's true. But so first one on South 35th Street, male wearing red shorts, standing on his hands, doing cartwheels, dancing, pulling his pants down, exposing himself. Did that happen or not?
I feel like I've seen this guy before. Yeah, did that happen? It's true.
That did happen. Yes, that is true.
Cartwheels. Was he exposing himself whilst doing said cartwheels?
It does not say, but that would be a pretty epic cartwheel if he was exposing himself at the same time.
What was that? The flailing windsock while he's doing the cartwheels? Okay, not a shocker. Where was that? What did it say? What address or like what the cross section was?
It probably 21st, I'm
You're just
guessing.
guessing, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It showed the actual address, but I'm not giving the address.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Let's not do that. We don't want
Yeah.
anybody listening to this and showing up. Hey, we saw what happened with your husband out doing the cartwheels in the lawn.
Yeah, please stop putting that out on the internet. He was just jazzercising. Number 2, caller advising when she got home, the neighbor was outside naked and ran to her door when she went inside. Update, he put on a letter jacket.
This is false.
Nope, that is true.
So repeat this one. Hold on. Man was okay. Run through this one more time. I gotta understand this.
Okay. Caller advising that she
Okay.
got home.
Uh-huh.
The neighbor was outside naked. When the caller went into the house, the neighbor ran to the door. Then they updated it and notified that the naked man put a letter jacket on.
Well, I mean, being varsity matters, dude.
It does, like glory
Yeah.
days, man. But I'd rather have him put on pants than a letter jacket.
That is true. There's so many. I wanted to say I could just picture somebody in this particular school's letter jacket, but I'm not going to name a particular school from Council Bluffs.
I think I know which one.
All right, well, moving on.
Okay. This happened at a well-known Iowa grocery store.
Okay.
Male
Uh,
taking and eating bananas. Now his pants are off and he's trying to put his erection in a banana.
there's no way this is true. No, it's false. This has to be false.
Okay, you
Are
are
all
true.
these
That
true?
did not happen.
Okay, I was going to say.
No, that one didn't
No,
happen.
it's like the glorious, and we've both lived in Council Bluffs, and I love the city of Council Tucky, and we love the native
love it
Council
too.
Tuckians, but there are standards.
There is no molestation of fruit.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna dishevel the fruit.
All right, last one.
Mm-hmm.
On 6th Street, male taking a bath in the laundry room sink. Male has now locked the door. Male is not wearing any clothes.
True, that's absolutely true. That happens at Walmart all the time.
Yeah, but couldn't you just take like a hobo bath? Why'd you have to get naked?
What was a garden hose?
Well, it was in the sink at the laundromat.
Well, this is at a laundromat. I didn't catch that. Wait, the
Yeah.
laundromat downtown? There's only one. I think there's only one laundromat in Council Bluffs, maybe two. Yeah.
On 6th Street?
But they were at least in the bathroom. At least they weren't standing out like using the sink that's like for people like wash their clothes in.
Nope.
Yeah, that's
Not how I read it.
no.
He locked the door to the laundromat.
Wow, yeah, that's different. Just in those places, it's just all windows around the outside too. Hey, you know what? When you gotta wash your clothes, man, you only got a certain amount of time. It's like even the ones you're wearing got to be washed at some point.
But like I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm assuming he had 2 things of clothes. All right, you want an extra one?
Sure, let's go for the bonus round.
Okay, bonus round. Caller advises a male with his pants down on the corner. Transient male, black jacket, turquoise underwear,
Hold on, did
black
you say
jeans around his ankle.
transient male?
Transient male,
Okay,
wearing a black jacket,
okay,
turquoise underwear, black jeans around his ankle, exposing himself.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
True.
that is a Tuesday. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
like,
You're right.
I was gonna say, just leaving Barley's every once in a while on a Friday night, you'd see somebody down there in the corner doing that.
I just wonder if he's like going out, going to think he's going to get lucky, like put on his lucky turquoise underwear.
She
And then
ran away.
that's how his night ended up. Like, I put on my fancy underwear. Someone's going to see it.
Turquoise bikini style underwear.
I guess maybe he would have closed the deal if they would have been leopard print.
You never know on good old Canesville and Broadway, man. Wild things go on. All right. Well, fantastic stuff. Anything else before we wrap it up? Good, sir?
No, just hope everyone stays warm. I can't wait for summer. I'm just going to go sit outside and try to forget this week.
Indeed. I couldn't agree with you more. When the sun comes out, it's going to melt all this white shit off. I'm just hoping everybody up in Iowa gets back up above zero. But yeah, y'all stay warm. And yeah, we'll call it a good one for the day. And for all y'all listening, as we always say, have a cold bush light or two on us. I'm sure it's not hard to keep them cold out there. And we'll catch you on the flip side, everybody.
All right. See y'all.